Hey mama, if you're listening to this, you might be carrying a secret that feels too heavy to speak out loud. You look like you got it all together, you serve at church, maybe you even lead a Bible study. You smile when you drop off the kids, but no one sees the other side of you, the one that comes out behind closed doors. At home, you are a completely different person. You yell, you explode, you scream at your kids, sometimes in their face. You tell them to shut up. You grab them too harshly. You throw things across the room. You smack them in anger, twist their ears, spank them in rage, and immediately after, you are hit with a tidal wave of shame. You cry alone in your room and you whisper, "God, what is wrong with me?" You feel scared and disgusted by your own reactions. You're terrified that someone might find out. You wonder if your kids would be better off without you. You feel unworthy, broken, and too far gone to be redeemed. You try to fix this on your own. You listen to podcasts, parenting books, download freebies, but nothing changes. You keep falling back into the same patterns, and it feels like you are stuck in a cycle that you can't break. You don't trust yourself anymore, and if you're honest, you are afraid of who you've become. But here's the truth, Mama. You are not beyond hope. You're not alone, and with God's help and the right support, you can change. I'm Elizabeth, a mom of 4 and an anger management coach for Christian moms. And inside my Calm Christian Mom coaching program, I guide women just like you through a powerful transformation. This isn't shallow behavior management. We go deep. We address your triggers, your stress, your mindset, your nervous system, and the spiritual root behind your patterns. We invite God into every layer and walk hand in hand towards healing. In just 12 weeks, you can become a completely different mom, unrecognizable. One who leads with patience, not panic. One whose children feel emotionally safe around her. One who cultivates peace. This summer, I'm offering a Calm Mama strategy session, a powerful 15-minute one-on-one coaching session designed to help you uncover the root of your anger and receive spiritual, emotional, and practical support. It's your chance to experience what coaching is like with me before diving deeper into ongoing support. If we both feel like the full program is the next right step, we can talk about what that looks like for you. You don't have to keep living like this. Your family is worth healing, and so are you. Use the link in the show notes to book the Calm Mama strategy session. Do you explode on your kids over the smallest things? Do you find yourself being rough and harsh with them when they don't listen to you right away? Do you feel on edge and frustrated from the moment that you wake up? Well, in today's episode, we are going to talk about the 2 things that you really need in order to stay calm as a mom, even when you feel really frustrated and angry. So right now, you think you need another calming technique like deep breathing to stop yourself from exploding in rage at your kids when you ask them to pick up the shoes for the 10th time. Anybody? Does that tick you off? Does that make you push over the edge? And today I want to talk about what you really need to implement in your life in order for you to start seeing positive changes. So the first thing that you need is stop believing the lie that your kids are trying to make you mad, that they're out there to get you, that they're trying intentionally to make your day hard. They're intentionally not listening to you to upset you. So that is the first thing. You need to stop believing that lie. And the second thing is you need to lower your stress levels so that not every little thing that your kids do sends you in a fit of rage. So those are the 2 things that we need to do. And so let's go a little bit into depth about each of them. So the first one, we need to stop believing the lie that our kids are trying to upset us and trying to make us mad on purpose by not doing what we want them to do. So you need to rewire your brain by shifting your perspective And in my coaching program, Calm Christian Mom, we go into depth. How exactly do we rewire your brain? Right now, you're believing that your kids are intentionally trying to upset you, that they're intentionally trying to make your day hard. But the truth is, your kids are not trying to make your day hard. They're not intentionally sitting there thinking, you know what? What can I do today to piss my mom off so she would flip her lid, scream at all of us, be rough and mean and unkind? They actually want to make you happy. Oftentimes, they're just being kids. They're distracted by what is more fun. You tell them to do the dishes, they're distracted playing with their sibling because that's so much more fun than doing the boring task of dishes. And they're distracted by things that are so much more exciting and avoiding the boring tasks that you need them to do. Put on the shoes, pick up your room. It's not as fun, as engaging as the other activity that they're already doing. And just like you, they have a hard time initiating a task that feels boring and daunting and maybe even feels overwhelming, like cleaning up the room. So if we have that perspective that it's hard for them to transition, it's hard for them to initiate a task, I can see that it feels boring to them and I can help them and I can teach them how. If we have that perspective, we feel more empowered. We don't feel so triggered by their behavior. We don't feel so annoyed and reactive and, just even pissed off, if that's the right word, over those small things that they don't listen to us immediately right away. Also, if you have the expectation of your kids to immediately always do what you ask them to do, you're literally asking your kids to be robots. And if you have that expectation, first of all, it's unrealistic. If your kid does that, they're a robot and they have no say in their life, and you're not teaching them to stand up for themselves. You're not teaching them to be independent. They're literally just little robots. First of all. Second of all, you want them to be able to speak up for themselves and stand their ground. When they become adults or when they become teenagers and someone's asking them to do something they don't want to do, you want them to be able to speak up for themselves, right? And not to say that they say no to you. Maybe they do, but you're going to have to handle it in a God-honoring way. That's on you. And I teach you exactly how to do that in the coaching program because my kids say that to me too. It's how you respond to that. You can still get your kids to do what they need to do without the anger, the frustration, the yelling, the reactivity, the harshness. There's still ways to get your kids to do what you want them to do. It's the way that you speak to them and how you handle yourself. Because when you stand in front of the Lord, you're going to only answer for yourself. What you think, what you say, and what you do. You're not going to be able to shift on your kids, well, they made me yell. No, when you stand in front of the Lord, you're taking responsibility for your own actions. All right? So the truth is, your kids are not out there to get you. They were given to you as a gift, as a blessing to sanctify you, to grow your patience. How in the world are you going to become a patient mom if everything is easy and everything goes your way immediately the way that you want it to go? If you are asking God to give you patience, God is giving you what you need in order to grow your patience. All right? So your kids are not out there to get you. They're kids. They're just being kids. And your job is to teach them and guide them and have the truth perspective. They're easily distracted, and I can help them to transition. They need my help to initiate a task. I can see how overwhelming this is. This is hard for them, and it's hard for me too, and we can do it together. All right? So if you want help being that type of mom, I am your girl. All right. And the second thing that we need to talk about is lowering your overall stress levels. Here's the thing. Your stress directly affects your capacity levels. If you feel extremely reactive and super, super stressed out, if you feel, let's say this again, if you feel extremely stressed out, chances are you're going to be very reactive with your kids. We need to lower your overall stress level. And I'll talk a little bit about this here, but if you want more details about how to increase your capacity levels as a mom and lower your stress by doing that, I have a wonderful free training for you. If you go down in the show notes, there's a way to get it for free, or you can just buy it. So you can buy it for $27, or if you leave me a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, you screenshot it and then you submit it to my email, hello@emotionallyhealthylegacy.com. I will email you the coupon code to get that training completely for free. You get to learn like 10 different things that you can implement to lower your stress levels that will increase your emotional capacity levels as a mom. Here's the thing with stress. When you wake up, your stress level is at its highest. Let's say 10 out of 10 is when you lose your lid with your kids, you freak out, you feel completely out of control. When you wake up, you're like a 7 or an 8. And if you just jump in your day right away, taking care of kids that are screaming, that are melting down, taking care of everyone's needs, you're also wake up maybe scrolling on your phone, and then you hear the baby cry, you hear the toddlers fighting, somebody doing something in the kitchen, somebody broke a glass in the kitchen, like you will jump out of bed in a very high stress state. And you're going to notice your capacity is very, very low. You're going to react really quickly throughout the day. So we need to do proactively focus on things that will lower your stress down to like a 1. So then even when the stressful moments do come, it won't feel as like out of control. It won't feel like you're like at your max capacity. And that is a huge thing we work on in my coaching program. Actually, the first half of the program, before we even address the anger management part, we work on proactively focusing on things that are in your control, that you have full control over, not what other people think, say, and do, but what you have control over to lower your stress levels. So then you have more capacity to handle when things are not going your way. I can teach you all the tools in the world, all the mindset shifts, like I mentioned above, that's all great. But if you are completely stressed out at your max, you are not going to be able to implement those things. Well, you might, but it's going to feel 1,000 times harder. So prioritizing your needs, like even basic needs like sleep and rest and eating meals and having some alone time. And I have a lot more of those in that free training that you can get for free, the 10x your emotional capacity levels. You need to lower your stress levels. So then not every little thing is going to push you over the edge and you are flipping out and feeling completely out of control. I want you to be able to create the capacity to handle the small things in your life that don't go exactly the way that you want them to go. So when my stress level is a 1 or a 2 throughout the day, and then my kid is melting down, and then let's say my child has, started to have a fever, and I had plans that night to go out with a friend, and now I can't have a sitter come because who knows if they're contagious or the child is throwing up, or all these things that are not going the way that I want them to go, I have the tolerance for it. Yes, I might still feel frustrated, but I'm not flipping out over that thing. This is exactly what I teach you in my Calm Christian Mom 12-week coaching program. So my friend, if you are ready to stop screaming at your kids over the little things and saying destructive words that you wish you could take back and start being the positive, loving, kind, patient, and lighthearted mom you wish you could be, that is when you hire me. If you want the details about how to work together with me, in the show notes, you click on the link that says Calm Christian Mom Coaching Program, and it's going to lead you to my page on my website where you find out all the details about the program. And the next step would be to book a free consultation call. On that call, you and I get on the call. I ask you some questions to help me understand your situation a little bit more, where you're coming from, and the circumstances, how much anger has been affecting you. And if I feel like my coaching program is the next right step for you, I will invite you into the coaching container. And then you get to decide if you want to enroll and if you want to make those positive changes in your life. So if this is something you need support in and you're looking for, you're ready to start making those positive changes, I am thrilled to connect with you. The next step is to check out my website where you have all the details about my coaching program. All right, friend, until next time. Hey mama, do you find yourself snapping over the smallest things, like spilled milk or constant whining, then feeling horrible afterwards? If you're tired of losing your temper and you want to show up with more patience, I have something for you. It's a free training called How to Be More Patient with Your Kids so you're not screaming over spilled milk. Inside, I'll walk you through 10 simple things you can start doing today to become a calmer, more Christ-like mom, even on the hard days. To get it for free, just leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and send a screenshot to hello@emotionallyhealthylegacy.com. Or if you'd rather skip the wait, you can grab it right now for just $27. The link is in the show notes. Let's help you become the peaceful, patient mom your kids need.